Good grief and doggone it, Grant. Why didn't I think of this first? This is brilliant. So, contractors, listen up. What if I told you that there's a platform that can instantly connect you with top real estate agents in your area, put you in front of the clients that desperately need you fast, and actually grow your business without paying a dime up front?
No more burnout, no more fear. We'll build it strong, make it clear. Not just a grind, but a dream that's true. Building a business that works for you.
Today, I'm beyond excited to have Grant Wise here, the mastermind behind the game-changing platform. And the best part, Grant is going to give us a live demo so you can see exactly how it works, how it can help you build partnerships with prime realtors in your area, and how it can seriously boost your business. If you've been looking to grow your business from high-value partnerships and get in front of clients who are ready to hire you, you don't want to miss this one. Welcome, Grant.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great. Okay, let's start out with your origin story. I always like to start there. Let's start by back at the beginning. What led you to create this platform, and how did your background and experience in real estate marketing shape that idea?
Yeah. Again, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I got my start in business when I was 19 and actually got started in the home services space. But to make a long story short, went through a few businesses and landed in the real estate marketing space, and then just took off. We had an enormous amount of success very early on teaching realtors how to do Facebook ads and stuff like that, and turned that into a software business, into a consulting company. And I started finding myself in the rooms with a lot of the most successful real estate teams, most successful real estate brokerages throughout the United States and Canada. And as I was doing a lot of consulting, helping people with their marketing, their advertising, their sales, I recognized this really consistent trend. And a lot of the real estate clients that I had were sending an enormous amount of referrals to home service providers. Yeah. And the big caveat there is they were not getting anything in return for it. And so what I did is I went up to one of our clients, or one of my existing clients, and just asked if I could help him build out a preferred vendor program or preferred partner program. And he said, yeah, go for it. And contacted all of his existing vendors, made him quite a bit of money in a few days. And what that did is it kickstarted, what's now known as comarketing.com. And really simply what we do is we partner home service providers with real estate agents that have unbelievably high quality leads to share with them. And so the real estate agent gets a little bit of a monetary benefit that helps them grow their business, offset costs, buy more leads. And then the home service provider gets an unbelievably profitable lead source.
Yes.
That is exclusive. So typically, in all of the other platforms that I know exist, a lot of times home service providers are buying leads and they're instantly having to fight with their competitors.
Oh yeah, whoever races there and gets there first. Yeah.
We wanted it to be different. We wanted to do it differently. And so we really preach, exclusive partnerships or exclusive leads. And so that way the vendors can trust, or the home service providers can trust that whenever they do get a lead, which is essentially a word of mouth referral from a real estate agent, that they're the only one that's getting it. And so it creates that exclusive opportunity. And I think that's why the conversion rate is so high. We've got nearly 30 different service industries on our platform right now. And the average conversion rate across all 30 of those industries is 48.6%. We've got some partners that are converting as high as 88%, which is just insane. But I don't know of another lead source. I don't know of another lead source that the average across so many different industries is roughly 48%. That's pretty awesome to me. And so it's been this incredible ride for the last 3 years since I started doing this. And all I do every day is I get to put partnerships together. I have a lot of fun doing it. And I get to meet a lot of amazing people. And we're having a lot of fun helping all of our home service partners grow.
That's wonderful. That's great. Yes, that can be, it's a win-win on both sides. You're exactly right. The realtor does not have to funnel through all of, whoever to figure out. They've got them listed. It's on a platform. They just hit click. and a couple clicks and it's taken care of. And what's nice for the contractor, among many things, I'm sure but what pops into my head is that here they have a realtor that has a pre-listing jobs that need to be done. Everybody's house has to be brought up to par. Most people don't do anything to their house and all of a sudden they want to sell it. And then they have these, posts, when people are financing these homes, there are requirements at these banks, and some of them are really, really picky about them. And there are a lot of things that need to be done just for these closings, for these realtors to make money on the closing. So this is great. I got into your platform, and you're right. It's a small monetary. These are not, I put in there for like a $5,000 job. That's a very, low, quote, and it's like $25 for the lead. So this is great on both angles. I love it. Okay. What problems were you seeing in the market? Well, you've already talked about some of those problems that made you think contractors and realtors need a better way to connect. What made you think there needed to be a specific platform for this?
Well, one of the things that I did experience when I started doing this is it's not necessarily a new concept for home service providers to get leads and referrals from real estate agents. That's been happening for a really long time, and it's what actually attracted me to it. What the challenge that I heard from every real estate professional I talked to was, love the idea. We don't know what to say, who to say it to, how to price it, the agreements, the payments, the tracking, like all of that stuff. It just sounds like a nightmare. We don't want to touch it. And then on the home service provider side, I heard, yes, real estate agents are great, but a lot of times they just call us out to give estimates and then they don't do the work. We fix that problem. A lot of times they just throw our business card up in their office and nobody ever calls us. We fix that problem. A lot of times, they don't have any formal way that they'll actually send us contacts. They'll text us, they'll call us, they'll do all this other stuff, but not necessarily. So we just completely fixed all of the problems that existed between both of these sides to help create a much more formal partnership that is unbelievably simple to track, unbelievably simple to pay for, unbelievably simple to see what ROI and return you're getting on the ad spend with the agents. Just try to make it so simple for everybody involved that it just becomes a no-brainer. Because real estate agents and home service providers, they're a business match made in heaven. Like it's just a constant. Real estate agents have direct access to all the homeowners in the area, and that is exactly whom home service providers obviously need to get in touch with. And so just creating a much more formal partnership, solving a lot of the problems that these two industries described that they had with each other, that's been our exclusive focus for the last 3 years.
That's wonderful. And I mean it again, doggone it, why didn't I think of this? I'm constantly telling my contractors who I'm trying to get marketing for, you've got to get partnerships with great realtors. Now, there is still the fact that, and especially in swamped most of the real estate market, unfortunately, is kind of swamped with a lot of people, a lot of realtors. And there are a few, though, that, make most of the sales. So, you can get those partnerships. Now, when somebody comes in to this platform, I love that it's a formal platform. They're getting paid through it and everything. They're getting, the actual lead and hired through the platform. You're right. Not just a lead. They're actually literally getting hired through the platform. So when someone comes in and they partner up and they have this partnership, the next thing is there, like, they can partner with more than just one realtor, correct?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Okay. They could partner with every real estate agent in their market if they wanted to. There's no limitations there.
Okay, good. Okay. So, wow, there's, a lot of tools out there for both the real estate market and the contractor market. Normally I ask everybody, what makes your platform, different, or what makes your system or your coaching different? But yours is you are cornering the market in this fresh idea, and I love it. So that's probably what makes your platform different. Anything else you want to add to that?
I think the big thing that makes it different is just, it creates formal partnerships. A lot of times real estate agents will ask, local home service providers to sponsor events or to bring donuts into the office or to come into a sales meeting or whatever.
Right.
And there's just no formal structure in the relationship. So it's really hard to know if it's valuable to keep doing those things. And we can literally show you ROI on one specific partnership. Like we can show you down to the penny. What
Oh,
does it
that's
look like
great.
to, you should probably terminate your partnership with this realtor and you should try to spend more money with this one. Like we can literally show you all of these bits of data and details on every relationship that you've got through the platform. And it just makes it so much easier. And it makes it so much more, I think it makes it funner because like, okay, now I can see like we have a thing that I'll show you here in a second where
Okay.
one of these relationships for this HVAC provider is worth a little over, I think it's an 1100 or 1200% return on their spend. And it's actually 1395%. So they came in and updated some numbers. I don't know of many lead sources where you're getting a 1395% fully trackable and traceable return. You can do it with all of these Facebook and Google. I think, I've spent $1 million on Facebook. I've spent a ton of money on Google. And what I've seen is you get a high volume of cheap leads. You have to build all of this infrastructure on the back end to convert. Whereas when you're getting what equates to a word of mouth referral, you need very little sales processes and sales systems to make that work. And so
Right.
I don't know. I'm obviously biased, but I think having a formal way to partner with people that is really simple and really easy to see how profitable it is makes it very unique. And I think the big thing that makes us different is we sell everything is exclusive. So if you have a partnership with a real estate agent, like you're getting a lead exclusively, and I don't know of many systems where you have
No,
that.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if they register on like Hal's and Angie's and all that, they're fighting. They're whoever gets there first and
Yep.
impresses them the most, is that, and they're paying the same price as their neighbor is. Too. They're still paying for it.
Everybody's paying yeah, everybody's paying $150 a lead. It's just now we all
Yeah,
have to fight to see who can get to it first. And I think the interesting thing is, real estate agents have gone through that too. Real estate agents buy leads all the time and they have to share
yeah,
them with their competitors. And everybody's kind of tired of it. It's like, why would I want to keep doing this? And this isn't, Angie's a big company, but I've seen that company decline massively over the last 5 years. And I think that there's a lot of people like me that just think it shouldn't be that way. When I was 19 and I started my first company, I'll never forget Home Advisor cold called me. And I was like, cool, yeah, I need more leads. I'll sign up for your service. My
uh-huh.
first lead cost me, I think it was like $85 or $120 or something like that. And I was a young 19-year-old kid with very little money trying to make it. So if I'm going to spend $100 for a lead, like I need that thing to pan out.
You
And
too. Yeah,
I
that's a
remember
lot.
calling the client, and they're like, "Oh, we already talked to the other company." And I was like, "What other company?" And they're like, "Well, the other company that Home Advisor recommended."
Yeah.
And I was like,
So
"What?"
I know. And this is kind of slimy too. And I'm going to tell you for all my contractors out there, when you pay for Google Ads, whenever I'm a client, let's say I'm Google's client and I've Googled whatever I'm looking for, a service that I need, and you're sponsored and you're paid and you come up there. So when I click on your sponsorship, Google puts you up there and puts three more beside of it. Hey,
Yeah.
if you don't like that one, how about these three? When you've paid to be there, that's
Yeah.
pretty slimy. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll
Yeah.
get off my soapbox there. Well, I'm sure everybody's ready to take a look. So let's log in and share with us this platform.
Okay. I'm going to walk you guys through just kind of like the entire life cycle here so you can see what it looks like on the agent side, but then also you can see what it looks like on the home service side.
That's good. I think no matter which you're on, you need to know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So this is how it looks from the customer's perspective. So if I'm a buyer or a seller that is working with a real estate agent, this is what my experience looks like. So typically the real estate company is either sending me to this page or an agent on the team is saying, "Hey, I need to send a referral to one of these service providers." So they can come on and obviously you can see all of the different service providers. And you can search by zip code, you can search by location, and you can search by category to filter these out. I should also preface this by saying we work in the United States and we work in Canada. This
Okay.
is a Canadian account, so we do work in the US. This just happens to be one of our Canadian clients. So let's say I want to send a lead to the HVAC provider because I need them to come out and do something. So all I have to do as the client is fill out the information, enter my service address, and then pick which services that I need done. And the cool thing is that each one of these services is a different price per lead. And the vendor, the home service provider gets to set that. So it puts you in complete and total control of how much you're actually spending for each one of these different kinds of services. So when I click submit, essentially the home service provider's card gets charged for whatever the value of the lead is that they've set, and then the agent gets paid. So everything happens up front. It's not a pay at close or pay after a deal is done type situation.
Great. You're not having to follow a trail of.
Yeah, none of that. You're essentially buying the lead, you get it, it's exclusive to you, you take it and you go and you work and you follow up with it. So when that lead gets sent over, it appears in your dashboard. So now I'm in the home service provider's dashboard. I can see all of the leads that have come into the system. So every lead comes in, and you can filter it by submission date. So we see that like they've got recent leads that have just come in, and you don't win every deal. Like that's not real, right? Like nobody wins every single deal that they get. But this vendor specifically has an extremely high success rate with these leads. As you can see, they've spent $1,690.30. They've gotten 41 leads. They've generated $23,000 in revenue. They're currently getting a 1,395% return on their ad spend, and their customer acquisition cost is $60.37. So before I go any further, if you're listening to this, you kind of have to ask yourself, as an HVAC company, am I willing to spend $60.37 to get a customer, not a lead, a customer, somebody that is paying me and doing business with me? That's where this company is at. And mostly everybody I know is like, yeah, 100% I would.
Every day,
so,
HVAC, that's a pretty,
yep.
They're making money
100%.
off that client, yeah.
And so we can also see job value. So you can see this job was one for $3,000. This job was one for $4,250. You can see all of the values on these different jobs, which is awesome. And that's what it looks like when the lead comes in. And then partners, this person currently only has one partnership. We're starting to help them expand and get more partnerships. Okay. But they've only got one partnership, and they get to set all the parameters. So they can say, okay, I want to spend $1,000 a month max with this one specific client. We also let them do this. We let them set defaults. So if I go over here to the pricing defaults, this is where you can manage how much per lead you're willing to pay for each specific service.
Almost like if you were doing some ad spend somewhere else. Okay.
Yeah. And here we give you a calculator. So it's like, okay, let's say, again, I'm in HVAC and this is saved. So all of his numbers are in here saved. So he knows that his average value of a installation is roughly whatever value. His customer acquisition cost is usually between 5 and 10%. Meaning I'm going to pay $775 to get a $7,750 client. That's not what's happening for him. He's got much better numbers right now. Right. And then we can set the conversion rate. We can see that he's currently converting an extremely high volume of the leads. So he's comfortable paying more per lead. But when you're getting into newer partnerships, we always encourage, start the average cost per lead much lower. All of these numbers here are just totally made up and arbitrary. His numbers obviously look a little bit different. But we let you completely, totally have autonomy over what you're willing to pay per lead. We don't let the agent dictate that. So that puts the home service provider in control, right? Yeah. I get to set the standards. I get to determine how much I'm willing to pay per lead. And then what we do is we start working, depending upon where you're located, to partner you with agents in the marketplace. This tab, I'm not going to pull it up because it's currently undergoing a little construction. We're making a couple of changes. Okay. But the first thing that any vendor can do when they log in is they can come right here to this Discover tab, and you can see all of the agents that are already on the platform in your market. And that's just like an easy, boom, cool. Now I can go partner with these people. Now, if you log in and there's no people in your market, and you want and you maybe you haven't invited anybody that you already know, because you also can invite your own real estate clients, real estate agents on here. Then you can go where this feature is about to go live. It's amazing. It's called Partner Finder. And so what I can do when I activate Partner Finder is I can basically say, okay, I want you to find me real estate agents in my market. Click Realtor, and then I can type the city. So let's say I'm in Rogers, Arkansas. Boom. And then I can set a map radius. I can say, okay, I want to go 20 miles, whatever. And then what I can do is I can click this expand search button. And what happens is now we are going out and we're finding the highest rated, highest reviewed agents in the marketplace that do the most volume of real estate. And we are leveraging AI to call, text, and email the real estate agent on your behalf.
Oh,
And we're
wonderful.
basically saying, hey, I'm with A1 Chesney. We're an HVAC company. We are looking to partner with real estate agents. Here's how we work. All you have to do is send us a lead whenever you've got one. We'll pay you per lead. Here's what it looks like. So we as a company, comarketing.com, we will actually go out there and get agents to partner with you so you don't really have to do all of the heavy lifting
Oh,
there
that's
either.
wonderful. Yeah, wow.
So a lot of home service providers, they come on because they're invited. They come on because they've got a bunch of agents that they want to partner with and they've never had a formal way to do it. And this helps them solve that problem.
Yeah.
Or they want us to go out there and help them find a bunch of people to partner with. And we do that too. And I think the last thing that I would say that's really cool that is going live this week, which we're all really excited about, is our inspection repair workflow. So often real estate agents call home inspectors in the middle of negotiations to come out and inspect things and give estimates. And it's good, but it's sometimes a big time suck because you spend a lot of time putting these estimates together and the real estate agent doesn't ultimately end up doing business with you, or they use those numbers in a negotiation. I think that's what creates a little bit of friction between home
Mm.
services and real estate, is because they're putting a bunch of time up. So what we built is what we call the repair estimator. So you can use this tool and a real estate agent can upload an inspection report.
Okay.
And then when I analyze this report, what it does is it starts to auto pull it starts to parse all of the data out of this report. And every line in there, it will actually extract the information, and then it's auto estimating what the repairs will be. And the cool thing about this is, it saves the home service provider an enormous amount of time, because no longer do they have to go out and do this. The agent kind of instantly gets this information as soon as they get the inspection report.
Right.
B, whenever a client actually wants to get the work done, they just literally have to click a button in this, and I'm going to show you that in a second, and it automatically sends you all the work that the agent and or a client is requesting that you do. So instead of getting calls to come give estimates, you're getting calls to come do the work. The
Great.
agent already
Yeah.
has the estimates. So right here, you can see off of this inspection report, we're giving them a range. So, hey, there's between $15,000 to $20,000 worth of repairs that need to be done on this property. So the agent has the numbers to go negotiate. They don't have to waste the home service provider's time anymore. And they can share that report with anybody that they want, and that's cool. But let's say that you're looking at this and you're like, I don't know if these numbers are correct.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, I was looking at your HVAC, the average new install, and where
Right.
I'm coming from, that's a very low estimate.
Right.
You'd be lucky to get away with 10 to 15,000 here for.
Right. 100%. Yeah, no, I was certainly giving some arbitrary. So let's say that's okay, I don't know that these numbers are accurate. So what the agent can do is they can actually just add some context, and then they can reprice the item. And what the system will do is it will adjust based off of the context that the agent gives. So what this does is it saves a ton of time.
Oh, yes.
That the home service providers no longer have to go out and do this kind of stuff. They can just let the agent use this tool. And then whenever that work gets put together, so you see we reprice the item and it changed the estimate down to what is more accurate for the specific service, which is really cool.
Yes.
And then if the home service, if the client needs to get money to perform the repairs, we give them that option right here. We've partnered with Notable, and we can also help the home service partner with Notable if anybody wants that partnership. So Notable will give the client money to perform the repairs, and they'll collect their money back at closing.
Oh,
And so
wow. Okay.
this helps the client in a big way. But let's say that they do all of this and they're like, okay, I've got estimates for all these things. Now I want to go connect with providers that can do the work. So the agent can request service for all of the different things that they want. They can select only the matching repairs.
Sure.
And basically, whenever I send this over, it submits a request to my preferred service provider to come do the work that's inside of the inspection report. It gives information about what needs to be done. It gives estimate ranges for what we think that the work should cost. Of course, the home service provider gets to go out, actually give an estimate that's formal and say, okay, here's what it's actually going to cost you. If you want me to do the work, let me know. And then if the agent doesn't have a preferred partner in that particular category, we automatically display the highest rated, highest reviewed service providers in that particular service category. And then we can actually send the information over to them as well. And they kind of get like a free lead that they can work and they can partner, that they can do the work on for the agent. So these are a lot of amazing tools that we give the agents just to try to make the partnership so much easier, so much smoother. Absolutely. And to create a better experience for both sides. The agent now has these amazing services that they can provide to their clients, which makes them look really good. And the home service provider no longer has to waste a ton of time. They're getting exclusive leads. They're converting at a really high rate. It's really profitable. And it just creates these amazing partnerships between these two parties. It
does. I love that tool for the homeowner because it's crazy what some homeowners will think things cost. Like I had someone contact me, wanted a new 8x8 deck. They had a whopping $500 to work with. $500, I swear. I was like,
right.
5,000 or, no, 500. But anyway, so this gives them a ballpark. So when you go out, they're not getting any shock or sticker shock or,
right.
They know the ballpark. This is going to save a lot of wasted hours.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's our goal. It's just to save a ton of time, make it much more efficient, and create a lot more clarity and transparency in what's going on too.
Absolutely. And if you get out there, half the time some clients are, kind of, well, let me see what your price is. Well, let me see what their price is. Well, I'm going to get 3 estimates before I let you know. And, wow.
Well, and this is where when I look at the conversion rate, I see that that's not really happening here. Cause like I've bought and sold houses before, right? And every time it's like, well, hey, we need to get this done. And I'm always like, well, do you have anybody you recommend that I work with? And the agents that are like, yeah, I do. Call my guy. I just call them and they come out and then I do business with that person because that's who the agent recommendation. That's who the agent recommended. That's who I have trust with is the agent. So the agent says, hey, this guy's good. Then I just do business with that person. And I think that creates a lot of accountability. It's implied accountability in the relationship because if you're my preferred home service partner, you better come out and do a really good job because if you don't, I can't recommend you to my clients anymore. So there's just an enormous amount of accountability that's also kind of natively built into this between both parties. And then it's the same thing on reverse. If I'm an agent and I'm not sending good referrals to the home service partner, they can just terminate the partnership with a click of a button. So I've got to make sure I'm sending over the right kind of opportunities so that everybody's winning in the relationship.
Absolutely. Okay, great. I love it. Okay, for that contractor that's listening today, what are the top tips for getting the most out of this platform, and how do they turn those connections into real business growth?
It's actually very simple. We invite anybody to come create an account. It doesn't cost anybody any money to get started. We always kind of say like, your first partner is free, really. You still have to buy the leads, but we wanted you to get in. Find agents in your local community that you can partner with. This gives you an unbelievably unique value proposition. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is calling real estate agents and saying, hey, I want to pay you. Everybody is calling real estate agents and saying, what can I get from you? Can you give me this? Can you give me that?
Yeah.
And so it gives you an unbelievably unique value proposition, just picking up the phone and calling with some of the scripting we can give you to set up these partnerships. And everybody that I know knows a realtor, a partner with a realtor. So it's usually really easy to get those partnerships put together.
Right. They need you.
Yeah. So come in, create an account, see if there's any agents in your area. If there's not, activate Partner Finder or bring your own list of agents that you want to go out there and partner with. But get formal partnerships set up with real estate agents because they have direct access to everybody that you need and want to do business with. And I think, I've always thought that this was funny. Is like when new stuff comes out, people don't really want to try it. It's like, well, let's give it some time and see if it's going to work. This is not a new concept. This is actually a very old concept. Partner with a real estate agent that can refer you business. Only thing that's different is we're creating formal partnerships that are more mutually beneficial and not just one-sided. That's why nobody can get the agent on the phone because everybody's just trying to take from them. You're trying to give to them with this strategy. And what I say is there's probably not very many people in your market doing this right now. So it's a way that you could get out there and get ahead and corner the market through co-marketing by partnering with real estate agents, buying leads, and growing and scaling your company in a way that's unbelievably profitable.
Yes. And you have agents and contractors worldwide. And,
We do.
if
Yeah.
if there is an area that isn't, that you're ready to go to work 100%.
100%. Yeah. We've had people come onto the platform before. It's like, well, there's no agents in my area. And it's like, okay, no problem. Let me make a phone call and I'll onboard a 20 agent team that does 300 transactions a year. We've got a lot of amazing relationships in the real estate space that we've amassed over 14 to 15 years of doing really good work in other areas. So we have a massive, massive portfolio of contacts.
And you don't partner with real estate agencies that don't sell a certain number of homes a year either.
We really target our ideal profile for bringing on an agent relationship is real estate teams that sell at least 100 homes a year. So a lot of the clients that we bring on, they're not agents that sell one house every 6 months. They're high performing teams that sell 10 houses a month and have a lot of opportunity. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, as far as the clients the contractors and service providers that you bring on, is there a minimum there? Or
no minimums?
Okay.
No. And that's why it's free for everybody to start, because you might come on and might not get a deal for a week or two or a month or so. And so there's no minimums. What we do look for is highly rated, highly reviewed. Because the agents are not going to gamble with their reputation on you. So you want to make sure that you have a stellar public reputation. We do a lot of work internally analyzing Google reviews, Yelp reviews. We look for highest rated, highest reviewed. The most number of reviews and the highest rating is really what we target when we're putting partnerships like this together. It doesn't mean that newer service providers can't have success. You absolutely can. But I do think you've got to work a little harder to build and establish trust. You have to answer the phone when people call. You have to do good work. You have to take care of the customer. If you make a mistake, you have to fix it. These are all standard business practices, right? So it's not like we're asking anything that's unreasonable.
Right.
But if you come in and you make some mistakes and you don't take care of them, it's not just a way that real estate agents stop partnering with you, but we have certain quality standards that we want as a company as well. And so we just don't allow a lot of the negative side of this. We've got a reputation too. There's 4 parties in this relationship that have to win. You as a home service provider have to win. The real estate agent has to win. The customer has to win. And then comarketing.com has to win. And so there's a lot of quality standards that go into this all the way around to make sure that these partnerships are really quality.
That's great. Yes, because we want the platform to work and we want the platform to grow. So where
100%.
do you see this platform in the next few years?
I don't know. We're building an amazing community of home service providers and real estate agents all over the US and Canada right now that are just loving partnering with each other, and they're all growing. I think that we can go really far. I think there's some amazing stuff that we can accomplish. Our culture as a company is really simple. Our ethos, rather, pay people, not platforms. I personally have made a lot of money through platforms like Facebook and Google. I've spent a lot of money on advertising, but I've also lost a lot of money on those platforms too.
Yes.
And what I realized a long time ago is, like, instead of paying Facebook, I'd really rather just pay my friends.
Yeah.
My friends care about me. My friends want to see me succeed. My friends will go above and beyond. And that kind of became the culture of our company, because that's what we're doing. We're paying people to help us grow our business instead of paying platforms that don't necessarily care about what it is that we have to offer and what we've got to do. It's not to say that these companies don't care about their clients. I'm not trying to throw shade at Angie or House or Thumbtack or any of these companies.
Right.
I'm just saying I don't think any of them are going to care about you as much as the people that you are closely connected to and the partnerships that we help put together. And that has been just the driving force in what we do. It's why we have some of the programs that we have outside of these partnerships, like RevShare, because we want to partner with our clients too. We want to give most of that money back to our clients for helping us grow. And so I don't know where we're going to be in 5 years. I think we're going to be big. This is exciting. It's new, it's exciting, but it's also something that's kind of based off of more old world marketing principles. So I know, just based off the success I've seen in the last 2 to 3 years, that people will continue to crush with what we do. So I don't know where we'll be. I just think we'll be one big community partnered together, growing and serving our local communities. And I'm excited to see what happens.
That's great. I am excited to be on the platform and get my feet wet and get in there. So for all my contractor peeps listening, what Grant just showed you isn't about getting leads. These are high quality prime leads, the kind of connections that you can actually grow your business in a big way. And here's the kicker. If you pair this platform with the AI visibility solution I teach, it's a complete win-win. You can corner the market in your area and make sure everyone knows who you are and be the contractor top realtors and clients think of first. So if you haven't already, I want to make sure you go over and grab the AI visibility scorecard, and it comes with a free blueprint, how to fix your visibility for free. It's a free tool. Helps you know exactly how visible you are online and how clients are finding you, and what steps so you can take immediately to dominate your local market. You'll find the link in the show notes too. Go ahead and check it out, AIVisibilityFix.com. And then there'll be a link in the show notes here so that you can get on this platform and get to work and start building those wonderful relationships and get those leads. That's how you start winning on every front. Grant, this has been an incredible podcast show. You've given our contractors a front row seat to the platform that can truly change the way they grow their businesses, from their partnerships, and get in front of the right clients. I know the audience today is going to be signing up for this immediately, and I can't wait to hear their success stories. To everyone listening, remember, opportunities like this don't come around often. Pair what you've learned today with the tools and strategies you already have, and you can take your business to the next level. Grant, thank you so much for sharing your expertise.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. Remember, this is more than a podcast. This is your platform. Your story matters. Let's amplify your voice together with purpose.